Great. So this is a demo of the OnBento pitching platform. Um, so I'm going to kind of start from the beginning and work through the different mechanics of using it and all that stuff. So the most important thing that I would do when you sign up is get your profile and account set up. Um, it's worth the time to spend to fill it all out. So there's a lot of information in here. I'm not going to go through every box and whatnot, but obviously you're going to put in your name and your location, choose what type of, creator you are, UGC, influencer, both, put in your social accounts. And then it wasn't always like this. This is like a upgrade the last few months where you can select what types of partnerships and brands you want to work with. So there's all kinds: fashion, beauty, personal care, home, travel, yada, yada. So you work through this and kind of click off everything that you're interested in, because that's really what feeds what's going to pop up the most when you look through brands. Or one of the cool features that they have that I'll get into is called recommendations. So based on your selections you make, they'll provide recommendations for brands to reach out to, which again is another big selling point of OnBento, because you can hop on here for 5 minutes and just blast those recommendations. But anyways, fill out your selections, and then the next part's really important too. Especially if you use the free version or the pro version too, because all of these sections essentially are going to pull in everything about you very specifically. So kind of the intro on who you are, your portfolio. If you do have some partnerships where you have some great data on it, you went viral or performed really well and you got some analytics, you can put that in there. Brands you've worked with that you're proud of and want to mention. And then again, more about your socials, a signature. And then it also has too, like the selections that you choose, like activewear. You can write things in there on why you're an attractive partner for activewear brands, etc. So it's kind of an initial big lift to fill out your profile, but it's well worth it, because they also have a really cool feature when you are pitching to brands where it'll AI help you write your pitches, and it'll pull in pertinent information from your profile that you filled out. So take that first, half hour, whatever it'll take you to really fill out your account well. And then that's going to set you up to use the system better moving forward. So some other things that I would take a look at as you're doing that, just to get yourself set up from a base standpoint. Templates is another thing that I recommend spending a fair amount of time on, because based on the brand that you're reaching out to, you can have a specific template for it. So when you come on here, you're going to have like no template created, or just like a general template. I can't remember. But you can use like the OnBento generated pitch. It will create an email outreach for you, and then you can use that. But as you use this over time, for instance, I really want to work with a brand on an e-scooter and an e-bike. So I created an e-scooter or e-bike template. So essentially it has, normal things in here from the pitch email, but then I added this section of, I have some great streets, trails, and even gravel back roads where I can get some great content with one of your scooters. I also have an Osmo Pocket 3 to get some neat shots. So something specific to what you're reaching out to, or like I really want to get some nice lighting for my UGC work. And I put something in here like, I'm currently upgrading my home office to feature desk setups. My lighting isn't awesome in my office, would love to upgrade my lighting, and I could use your product in like a watch me upgrade my office video and generate sales for you. So I have like 20 in here now. Trying to get a new suit. So I have a suit one, etc. So that's really worth taking the time to do as well. And I mentioned emails and kind of glossed over, but the other cool thing about this is, you're going to sign up with the email that you want attached to this, that you'll get responses from brands too. So every email you send in OnBento, as long as you connect it in your settings, is going to come from your email. So it just looks like it comes from you. It doesn't say it's coming from OnBento or anything. And any reply will come straight to your email as well. It's still tracked in the system and stuff, so you can see like who's responding to you and whatnot. It'll give you like your data on what you've sent. So like this week I've sent 63 emails. So you'll want to get your email attached as well. So now I'll kind of walk through the different menu items on the left, because that'll kind of help you learn the system. So your home page is going to have a variety of things. So I'm actually in the process of joining their VA program, which is their virtual assistant program. It's a little more expensive per month, but that system actually, someone from their team sends emails on your behalf all week long. So you don't have to do anything. You just fill out your profile section, which brands you want them to reach out to, based on those things you checked off, and they're just going to pitch brands for you. They meet with you to set up a few really good templates so they can use the ones you have, and then they just do it for you. So I'm actually upgrading to that. I have my discovery call or training call with their creator this week, actually. But anyways, when you log in here, it'll pull in your metrics, it'll pull in templates that you use and kind of show which ones are performing the best, all kinds of resources right here. Obviously there's getting started. I'm kind of doing that for you. But there are things here too to get up to speed on everything. So from there, the next thing is brands. So search, this is your search bar essentially. And there is a ton in here for you to utilize. Just from a brand searching standpoint, kind of based on what you put in your account info and settings, it's going to pull up some recommendations in here. There's a lot to drink in here, but each logo means something. When you're on a brand, it'll give you locations, kind of what their area is, digital marketing agency, yada yada, activewear, and all these logos mean stuff. So like this is a verified paid partnership, so like this brand does partner with people. This blue ticket or tag means they do work with UGC creators, which is great, because if you reach out to those brands, you're more likely to hear back. You could still reach out to brands that don't, but you just don't know if they're gonna work with UGC creators or not. This is interesting. I honestly should look at it more, but not contacted this week means that, based on their contact info in the system here, no one has reached out to them through it. So they might not have like their inbox full, and you might get seen easier. But honestly, this is like one of the biggest wins of OnBento, has a direct contact. So that is a huge selling point, because if you're trying to reach out to brands through their website or just through like Instagram, it's going to go to like their social media team, or the emails that are on websites are like info@thequalityedit.com, and again, it's just going to go to like a random inbox. Who knows who reads it? But if you click to email on a brand, and look at all this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 real people in here. They don't list out the whole email for you here, but they have the full email in the system. And you can literally email all 6 of these people, and it's going to go to their direct email inbox from you. And these are verified, because the way that OnBento works, and like I mentioned, when you tie your email to it, when you send to them, it tracks it in here. So all these people are actual people that users of OnBento have verified, worked with, and these automatically get uploaded into their system. Like you don't even have to manually upload them. They're just kind of getting added all the time. So number one selling point to me with OnBento, other than the ease of pitching and like the fact that they help you write your pitch emails is there are tons of real people in here for brands to reach out to. So you're not just sending to a general inbox, you're sending to Cassidy, the performance marketing manager of the Quality Edit. So it's so impactful. And just as a call out to, in the last 2 months, I have done eight UGC products through brands that I reached out to through OnBento. So like I said, it works. Volume is key, sending a lot of emails, of course, but it's super helpful. So again, this is how you look through brands. Now, this is just like recommended ones. If you have a specific brand you want to work with, you search for it up here. So like, I don't know, one of my favorite brands is Viore. So if you type in Viore, it'll pull up their brand. And if it has, at minimum, if it has like so to be on here, it has to have at least one email. So, some brands don't have a robust contact list, but there is at minimum like their info at or PR at or social media, whatever it is. But just looking at the brand here, it says works with UGC creators, verified partnership, works with influencers, yada, yada. And then I can click on the email thing. And then again, there's a bunch of people in here, which, and another nice thing too, is it does track if you've sent to people on a brand. So like I have contacted all these people. I have not heard back, unfortunately, from Viore. That would be like a dream brand. But you can see if you contacted someone. So, hey, last time I reached out was January, February. Actually, I probably should reach out to them again because my portfolio is better. I've worked with some big brands lately, and you can see that. So especially too, if there was someone new here, I would hit them up right away because I haven't. So that's manually searching a brand. There's another way that's kind of cool that you can do it too is, so I'm just going to go back to like the start of searching, and there's all kinds of options that you can kind of filter down. So like if I want to do only ones that work with UGC creators, you can do that. As a direct email, I want to have a real person I'm reaching out to. Location, I don't think is a big deal. I don't use it much, but I actually do have 2 in-person partnerships. So if you do want to select your city and see if there's any places that work with people, you can do that. Instagram following is interesting. The main reason there is this in here is, essentially probably have a better chance hearing back from a brand that has not 10 million followers, but you always can and should shoot your shot especially because those big brands oftentimes do have a lot of contacts in here. So you can choose that if you want. Age, if it makes sense, if you're, I don't know, reaching out to a supplement brand that's kind of for adults, you can choose a age range. All this other stuff, compensation type. So if you are open to a brand that does what's like called gifted, where they give you a product but they don't pay you, that's that. Or if you want it to be cash, that means you'll probably get a product and pay, etc. So I'm just going to choose some of these things, and some of them will stay from before because like they do try to like line you up with stuff that makes sense. So like I just whittled it down to UGC, has email, mail, you get paid, gifted essentially. So it's got 31 here that makes sense with my selections. So again, like if this were me, what I would do is I would spend probably 20 minutes and here, we'll just do one live. So DeWalt, shoot, yeah, I'll take some tools. So I'm gonna click email. And the other nice thing when you click a brand to email them is it pulls in all their info here. So like if they recommend a brand for you that you've never heard of, which happens quite a bit, you can scroll down and click their site to look at it, just to get familiar, or it'll have like their Instagram. You can go peek at it, get to learn about them. So I've done that a lot. I've worked with brands through here that I've never heard of before, that looking at these links helped a lot to know what they're about and stuff like that. So that's nice. And then this is the actual emailing section. So again, the to field is going to be something you'll always want to check out. So it pulled in the general one to start with, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to a real person. Now, for some reason, DeWalt doesn't have much information next to their names. Like usually it'll say like social media coordinator or marketing manager. It doesn't, so I really don't know who the heck I'm emailing here. So I'm just going to choose this Missy. So you select it and then it pulls them in. And then the way the templates are set up, like they should be like brand name or name, depending on what's in there. So this pulls in Missy automatically. This right now is using my just recent general template. Kind of just uses the last one you've sent, I think. So if you want to use something different, you just click on that and it'll pull up all those different templates you've created. So again, like every step of this thing just is a huge selling point for why to use it. Like it's just so easy to use. So I'm gonna just keep my general one because I don't have like a tool related one. But you also can quickly edit this general one. So I'm just gonna say like, you know, I'm doing a bunch of home improvement projects right now, and would love to feature your products as I work through them in my videos. Again, just putting some little personal touch on why you're reaching out to that brand. Because if it is general, they're probably not going to be as intrigued as if you at least mention some small detail related to them and why you want to work with them. So I would just send this. But actually, the other thing I want to show you here is this Help Me Write AI is another huge selling point of OnBento. So if you click that, it's going to AI write you an email on the side that you can consider using. So I'll just let it do its thing. And oftentimes when they do that, it'll jump in and pull in like specific products off their site that they'll name, like, hey, I want to work with you and I'm really impressed with this or that. So like, look at this, it did that for me. So I've got a passion for tools and home improvement, so I was really excited to discover DeWalt's innovative products. I can see how your lawn and garden storage kit with those heavy-duty metal rails and hooks would totally help people stay organized and efficient. I'd love to create some engaging content that showcases this kit and how it could simplify life for anyone tackling outdoor projects. Like, it wrote that for you based off something off their site, which is cool. Like, you could just, boom, send this. But also, if you're not really that interested in the lawn and garden storage kit, just go on their site, something you are interested in, like, I'm just going to put power drill. I can see how you're powered. Hang on. I can see how you're, I don't know. Well, I guess you have to insert it if you want to use it and edit it. So I'm just going to do that, generate email for DeWalt. Then it'll come back in here. Or sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. You just hit insert after it generates it for you. So I'm going to say, I can see how I'm just going to say, power drills. I can see how your power drills are so popular. I'd love to create some engaging content that showcases the drills. So again, just like changing it up to fit your product, showcases the drills and how they simplify, because that it can. Boom. So like take the recommendation and tweak it to the product you want. So I'm just going to say, shoot, why not? I'm just going to do that. Why not? I'd take the power drill. So then you hit send and boom, it sends. Now, this is the other thing that I'll show you that is really helpful, like with a brand that has multiple contacts. So another thing you'll want to look at eventually is tracking. So this is going to show you all of those emails that you sent out to brands. So, I've got a big, long list of places I've sent to. And now what I can do is I sent this one to that Missy. And like I said, you couldn't really tell the difference between people in here. So what I'm actually going to do is go back to DeWalt again. And there is a email new contact option here. So I'm just going to go back in here and then go to the next person, Rachel. And I'm going to send an email to her. And then I'm just going to go boom, boom, boom down through each of those people and get them all. Again, just increase your chances that someone responds. I actually just had this happen with Sony, of all companies. So I reached out to like 6 people on there, and one of them responded to me the other night. And then, sometimes they aren't the perfect person, but you still got their attention. So, like in this instance, they wrote back and they're like, "Hey, thanks for reaching out. I'm actually going to CC my colleague here, and they'll take the conversation from here." So again, it's worth reaching out to all the people in there, just to increase your chances on getting a response. All right, so that's how you reach out to brands kind of manually. And then this feature is really great too. So again, based on like your activity and what you put into your settings and your profile, this recommendations section is going to pull in brands that it thinks you should reach out to. Now, oftentimes they're not the biggest brands because in general, like you're less likely to hear back from a huge brand than you are from one that's not. And it's just kind of their low-hanging fruit suggestion. So I'm going to go through, like the Sweat and Tonic. What is this? Premium Boutique Fitness in Toronto, Canada. Okay, well, I don't live there, so that one doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to X that one out. Walking pad. Okay, so under desk treadmill. Sure, yeah, I'm interested in that. So it's pulled up this Thai global marketing director. It's pretty high level, but I mean, a decision maker for sure. So I'll leave that because the other ones are all general. And then with these recommended, what they do is the template essentially is doing that AI template reach out for you from the start. And just verify that. Like sometimes if there's a brand in here that has like men's and women's, so like say it's an activewear brand, I will notice sometimes it'll pull in like a women's item, which obviously I'm not going to want to reach out about because I don't want it. And also that would be weird to them, I'm sure. So like verify what it pulls in. So I can visualize creating engaging content around your walking pad R2 and X25 models. So that's again too, where it's a value that they have their links on here. So like I'm going to go in here now and take a look at their R2 and X25. Let's see. So X25 vertical fold. Ooh, that is cool actually. I am gonna send this X25. So then X25, the other one was R2. Walking pad R2 hybrid. Wow, also cool. So yeah, I like those recommendations. So I'm just gonna go ahead and send that one. And it will send it, take it out of your recommendations and refresh again to bring in more. So I recently did a bunch of work to my profile and account. So it takes a little longer for them to pull up recommendations, but usually you'll have up to 20 in here that you can work through. So see, it's just kind of continuing to look through their system. And again, this is why it's really important to spend a good amount of time filling out your profile and your account, just because it's going to make these recommendations more legit and more tuned to you. So that is kind of the main walkthrough items I wanted to go through on it. Again, if you go back to this brand search list, you also can look by kind of type, I don't know, fashion accessories, whatever, choose the box you want to look for and it'll update. And then lastly, what I'll mention is just the type of account. So if you go to the settings, so the free version, that's the other great thing. Cool, looks like I got a referral. The free version will give you 25 emails per month. So, no matter what, you could hop in here and send, 5, 6 emails a week. And that's free. But as you can see, it goes pretty quickly. I've been on the pro months, the pro plan for a few months now, which honestly, it's pretty hard to reach that 1,000 emails a month. If you're not working with a lot of brands, if you're just getting started, you might do that. But I've kind of found that I never really hit my limit on that. So for most people, this Pro is like a great one. I mean, I honestly would pretty much recommend you're at least on the Pro. This goes very fast. Um, and then also, so like I said, I've been successful on here. I've actually done a couple social posts for OnBento. And they reached out to me. They're like, hey, thanks for sharing about us. And they actually gave me a 10% off code. So if you use code Andrew with all caps, like when you're checking out, you'll get 10% off. So it'd be 18 a month instead of 20. But I just upgraded to their virtual assistant, which again, is not that expensive if you think about it. I mean, if you're a creator and you're working with a brand, you're pretty easily going to get like at least $100. Like that's really low too. Like most people are getting $200, $300, $400, $500 working with a brand these days. You're going to make that up with one partnership, a month easily. So for $50, you're going to have someone do everything I just showed you, looking for brands, sending the recommendations, sending to dream brands, because like you list those out in your profile. They do that for you all month long with the virtual assistant. So you literally don't even have to come in here if you don't want. You can still come in and send to brands you want to reach out to on your own, but they're also having someone who's going to be doing this for you all month long. So you literally can just sit back and see which brands respond to you in your email inbox and go from there. It's pretty amazing. So those are the different types. You also have like an affiliate program. Everyone has that. So like you can get some extra emails per month if you have some people join off of your referral code. So that's nice too. But yeah, so that, like I said, my suggestion would be definitely to at least sign up for the Pro account. But the VA is pretty stinking awesome. So yeah, that's probably good enough for this initial wrap up. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions. And I will put my code, Andrew, in here and definitely get started. Thanks.